to another episode of the Boulevard. We are here for week one, Labor Day weekend, a plethora of games to go through. We are excited to have everyone here. We had a good week last week. Best bets were 2-0. Um, I believe, Jose, you were 2-0. I was 5-2. And Big T, I think you were 1-2 over on action.
hmm
But yeah, good opening week, 2-0 on our best bets. Some pretty good games, and we were kind of spot on, especially our Idaho State take, right? Idaho State Bengals, baby.
Yeah, we
Nope.
all saw that one coming. You know.
But no, yeah, real quick here, a couple quick announcements. There's a lot of games. There's a lot going on right now. So tonight's breakdowns are going to be pretty quick and brief, and we'll get back to our more in-depth breakdowns starting next week for week two. But we're going to just run through some games fairly quickly tonight. Just give you our best bets, kind of go from there. Another thing really quickly I wanted to shout out is our thoughts are with people in Minneapolis tonight. Just it's a tragic event, and thoughts and prayers out to all those people. So, um, and then lastly, if you follow me over on Action, you are going to see a lot of bets. A lot of those are free bets. I finally got my FanDuel account back after 2 years, and they gave me a pretty significant amount of bonus bets. So I'm even if it's not a best bet, it is or a lean. I'm taking it because they expire in a week, so I have to use all the bonus bets. So with that being said, let's get into it. Week one. Some fire games starting tomorrow. Boise State, South Florida. Some big implications here. Um, two teams are at the top of the G5 representative. You guys got any take here? I'm on South Florida. I love South Florida. I got them at 6.5. In South Florida, going to be hot and humid. I think they have some pretty good playmakers, a really good quarterback. And I think they're going to be able to stick with Boise here as they kind of transition away from Genty, even though they do have two really good running backs to replace him. I think South Florida is going to hang here.
I think this line opened at 9.5, if I'm not mistaken. It's all the way down
Yeah.
to 6.
Hmm.
So it's crossed some pretty key numbers here, guys. The last time Boise State had to travel down south, they really struggled. Like humidity, whatever it might have been, the travel really got to them, which is why I assume this number has come crashing down. We also got to take into account too. Last year, South Florida was not the team we all thought they could have been, and that was mainly due to injury, specifically Byron Brown, their quarterback,
Hmm.
absolute star at the G5 level. Right, he is one of the best quarterbacks in the entire G5, if not the best. He has that kind of potential. If you guys don't remember, 2 years ago, this is the same South Florida team that I think took Miami to the wire. Maybe should have won that game.
Yep.
I don't remember if it was Miami or Bama. It was one of those
It
two
was
teams.
Bama.
It was Bama. I'm sorry, it was Bama.
hmm
They took them to the wire, almost walked out of there with a win. This is a really good team, a lot of potential. Um, I have no play on this as of now. To be honest with you, the more this line drops, I'm going to be more inclined to take Boise. I do think Boise still is one of the best teams in the G5. In my opinion, they are the best team in the G5. I understand Genty's gone, but Maddox Maxson does come back. And when the time we saw him play last year, he was okay. He was good. You got to remember too, Boise State always produces top-notch running backs. Now, I'm not saying they're going to go out and put out another Ashton Genty. They're not going to do that, of course. But you look at the history of running backs they put out of that position to the NFL or whatnot. All these guys are really good. So they have something on there that whatever coaching staff they have, whatever running backs coach they have, or whatever the way they try to construct their team, they're really good at it. So maybe a slight overreaction, in my opinion, of Genty, moving on. No play for me as of now, but if it goes down a little bit more, we will, at least I will, most likely have some kind of coin on Boise State. But officially, no play for me now.
Yeah, if this line keeps moving down, especially to maybe a 4, if it gets to a 4, then I could definitely see Boise getting taken here. Tyler, you got anything real quick on this?
No, if you got in on South Florida, like when it opened at that higher number,
Yeah,
above 7, then I think that's the move here. But I do agree
yeah.
with the
There
further the
is
number.
there is some talk about weather here for this game, so that's kind of something to keep in mind here. Maybe it could turn into a running game over a throwing game, which would benefit Boise, in my opinion. But yeah, we'll just have to kind of see.
Yeah.
Uh, Any other games here on these first five y'all want to talk about real quick? You know we love Wyoming. They were our team last year.
Yeah, as our
Bruh.
favorite team in the history of the world.
I like East Carolina here. Kind of a rival matchup, and these two teams played literally in a bowl game last year. East Carolina won that game outright. I think 14's too much. NC State's kind of overhauling, it seems. So yeah, I do like East Carolina at 14 for rivalry games. I have it at 14. If it gets back to 14, I would definitely take it. But I love East Carolina at 14 there.
Yeah, I have no plan in these games, but I'll be
Okay.
watching all of them. At least I'll try to.
Moving on down here.
Yeah, I've got one for tomorrow.
What you got?
I haven't bet it yet, but I'm really looking at is Buffalo plus 18 at Minnesota. I know we were super high on Minnesota, but me and Jose were talking
there it
earlier
is.
this morning, and we think that Buffalo's could have a pretty good squad this year. And Minnesota breaking in a freshman or a redshirt freshman quarterback. So
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a real run heavy game for both teams. So I think 18 might be worth taking there.
Yeah. I see.
Buffalo has the best defense in the MAC, so you're getting 18 points with a brand new quarterback. I definitely don't hate the sound of that, Tyler.
Yeah.
I agree with that. A lot of respected people are on Buffalo for good reason. Other than that, UT Martin is a team I really like here. I know y'all are like, what? UT Martin, but this is another team I really like. Playing an Oklahoma State team who what do they have other than Gundy? You know what I mean? We kind of talked about it in our Big 12 breakdown. UT Martin is a very, very solid FCS team, a very good defense, very good defense. They should be able to stay within 3 touchdowns. So I like UT Martin here at 22.5. I did hop on them. I don't see what Oklahoma State has going for them. Will they win this game? Yes, but I don't think they'll cover the 3 touchdowns.
Especially with how slow they start. I mean, you think about losing to South Alabama a couple years ago. I know they played FCS in Central Arkansas. They were only up by it was either a field goal or a touchdown late in the third quarter. So they start off real slow, and those are I feel like those were better rosters and better teams than what they have this year. So I wouldn't be mad at that either.
Yeah.
The only problem I have with that is that we talked about it in our breakdown that the only time Oklahoma State is good is when we think they're going to be bad.
Yeah.
Like we all assume they're going to suck this year, and because of that, they're probably going to be pretty good. I'm not saying to go rush the window and bet Oklahoma State. I mean, I agree with what John's saying about UT Martin, but I'm just saying, like, it wouldn't shock me at all this year if Oklahoma State was much better than we anticipate. So,
yeah,
I feel like there's just a Big 12 thing in general too.
Yeah.
Like,
I agree. That's fair.
like it's hard to
And-
go chalk in Big 12.
Another thing too is these FCS teams, they get up for these P4 games. I mean, it looks good for them, right? I mean,
Super Bowl.
yeah, exactly. So,
I mean, all these players are trying out, right? Like with the portal works now, if you look good in these games, there's probably a decent chance you might get recruited in one of these games.
Yeah, I want to move over here to this Nebraska-Cincinnati game. I love Cincinnati here. Sorsby at quarterback, really good team offensively, defensively, returning a lot of starters. Nebraska, I know. I just think, and Tyler made a good point in the Big 12 breakdown. Matt Rule year 3 is a thing, but I think it's getting a little bit too much hype here. I really like Cincinnati to cover this and maybe even sprinkle a little on the money line. Scott Satterfield, he's kind of known for losing these tight games. But Nebraska hasn't shown me. But Nebraska's got to show me it, right? Raiola's got to show progression. So yeah, give me Cincinnati here. I got it at plus 6.5. I believe it's still at that number.
Yeah.
It's still at that number. So I'm on Cincinnati here.
Yeah, I'm a little higher on Nebraska this year. I think some are, but I'm not ready to lay a touchdown opening week with them against Cincinnati. So I'll probably be on Cincinnati here as well, especially on the road. Well, I guess technically neutral site, but not at home. And I've got a lot of questions about that Nebraska defense. Way too many, new defensive coordinator, a lot of moving pieces. Way too many questions on defense to lay a touchdown week 1. So yeah,
aren't they playing in Arrowhead, Tyler?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. I mean, I guess I don't really know how that crowd's going to shake out. If it's going to be 60-40, 50. Well, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know. Playing in NFL stadiums like that doesn't really favor college teams when they go play in info. There's just not going to be enough to pack it out. So
Yeah. Any more games here you guys want to kind of go through other than the Cincinnati Nebraska game?
No, but I would like to add on to that Cincinnati Nebraska game and make it a 3-for-3 sweep. I do think Cincinnati covers this game. I'm taking the better quarterback in this game. As much as I like Dylan Raiola's potential, people don't realize how good Brendan Sorsby actually is.
Yeah.
Indiana, he was just he was a decent commodity. Comes in the portal, comes to Cincinnati. He played very, very well last season, guys. I know a lot of people didn't really watch Cincinnati, but he could throw the ball. He could also run. He really committed to the run the second half of the season. If he commits like that the entire year this year, Cincinnati has a chance to make a bowl game, in my opinion. So I think the better quarterback at the current moment is Sorsby, and I'm getting 6.5 points with him. As much as I don't like Satterfield, which I really don't like him, I'll take the 6.5 points. This line actually jumped up to 7 for like 10 minutes yesterday, and we were at Tyler and I were at C-Roll together, and we went. But when I noticed it, I went to go bet it, and right away it changed back to 6.5. So that number 7 is if it's there, it's not going to last for very long. So if you see it pop up, I would take advantage of it now, or whenever you see it. But I still think 6.5 is fine. I'll probably end up being on 6.5. I don't think these teams are that much far apart. I think for the most part, a lot of preseason hype towards Nebraska, and for good reason. The roster is much better than we've seen. They actually have a decent quarterback now, and they have a good head coach. But it still is Nebraska, right?
Yep.
And this is a team that always feels like they're playing in one-score games, and they always lose these one-score games. So there's no way I'm going to lay 6.5 points against a Cincinnati team that I think is okay. So give me the 6.5 with Cincinnati. This might be best bet material right here.
Yeah, and if you live in a state that has FanDuel, they are giving a 50% boost for that game, so you can get Cincinnati at 7.5, 8, 8.5, even up to 9, and it'd still be at that minus 110 odds or better.
I would take that all day.
So
I would agree. I would take that all day. Easy.
Let's move on here. That Auburn Baylor game's down there at the bottom. We'll talk about that here in just a second. But yeah, real quickly, Jayhawks looked the part last week. I just wanted to bring that up real quick because they have a big game next week playing Missouri, and I have already bet that money line for that game, Kansas plus 200 money line. I did sprinkle a little bit on that. I'm pretty down on Missouri this year, but we'll get to that game next week. Anything here that sticks out to you guys before we hop in that Auburn Baylor game?
I thought Jalen Daniels looked really, really good. I know it's just Fresno State, but he looked more of the old Jalen Daniels than he did last year.
Yeah.
Running backs, a lot of improvements. Running backs look good. They had a receiver. I think his last name was Pickett. I don't remember. I didn't watch too much of that game, to be honest with you guys. He looked phenomenal. I think he came from Bowling Green or something like that. But he looked really, really good. So this Kansas offense, if they're going to play like that, or at least 80% of that, this team might prove John right and just mess around and win the Big 12. Again, I know it's just Fresno State, and I know we kind of downplaying that game.
Yeah. Defense held them. They played good.
Defense looked good. I mean, again, this was a really, really solid win for them. Really impressive. For as impressive as you can look against a team like that, they matched it. They did what they needed to do. So much respect to Jalen Daniels and Lance Leipold. And I mean, so far, John's looking good on his preseason prediction.
The only thing that really worries me is Jalen carried the ball a lot, and he took a lot of hits, and that freaks me out because he ain't gonna make it through the year if he keeps taking hits like that.
I know it's a different game, but I mean, Jalen Daniels is not a big guy. He's like 6 foot, if that. You know what I mean? Yeah. Maybe 5'11". I know it's a different game, but we also talked about in the Hawaii game with their new quarterback Alejado. We talked about how small he was, how skinny he was. He's already hurt. Now they won the game, but he's already hurt. So, to see a quarterback like Jalen Daniels take that much damage week 1 against Fresno State does not bode well for the rest of the year. They need him healthy. He's got to dial it back a little bit on his design runs or scrambles, whatever he wants to do.
Yeah, speaking of good quarterback play, real quick, that Western Kentucky quarterback looked phenomenal. The FCS transfer, he played lights out. He balled out. But yeah, I have a play on Michigan State here. I got them when they were down at like 19. I like them up to 21, I guess, but Michigan State, I'm kind of high on them this year. I think their defense is going to be really, really good. Offense should improve, so I think they'll cover that. But yeah, let's hop over to the Auburn Baylor game here. Jose, I'm going to kind of let you start off with this one. You broke both these teams down really well in preseason. What are you thinking on this Auburn Baylor game? Might even be game of the week outside of Texas Ohio State.
Like, this has potential to be game of the week, guys, and it sucks because I'm really high on both these teams. I loved Auburn coming into the season. I loved Baylor. But I was talking about Tyler with this game last night, and to me, this line seems a little bit fishy in my opinion. Like, why is Auburn favored by 2.5 in Baylor, in Waco, right? Like, Baylor is a good team. They have a good roster. They are very solid. Auburn was not good last year, guys. I would have expected Baylor to open up the favorite in this game. I thought it would be Baylor minus 2.5, not Auburn minus 2.5. Now, for people who don't really gamble as often as we do or not plugged in as we are, you may have no idea what I'm talking about. But for those people who know, they know exactly what I mean, and that this line just seems a little too fishy to me. Because of that, it makes me think that the books know something or they expect something to happen that the general public does not expect. I mean, you see lines like this, and I think your average person would probably want to bet Baylor. At least that's what I would expect them to do. You're getting 2.5 points at home with a pretty good team that won 9 games last year, 10 games against an Auburn team that really didn't do anything last year, and they've been down for a while. So why is Auburn favored? I don't know. So it makes me want to take Auburn in this scenario. We talked about Jackson Arnold. Again, the public conception with him is that he's not very good. And the reality is that he had no help last year whatsoever. His top 5 wide receivers were all down. We discussed that in the SEC preview. So it's really hard to get an idea of how good he actually is. I think he's okay. I think he's better than what the media makes him out to be. But the jury's still out, right? We don't know. What I can tell you is that Baylor has a very, very good offense. Sawyer Robertson, I think, has potential to be an all Big 12 type of player. So from a side perspective, I don't really have a play on that yet. I lean Auburn. We're looking at the total here. I like the over. I think a lot of points to be scored here. I think both defenses are okay, but I'm just banking on the offense. A lot of skill position players on Auburn that I think are really, really good. A couple 5-star recruits at the receiver position. They also bring in Eric Singleton Jr. Don't forget that. I mean, this is by far the best receiving corps that Jackson Arnold's ever thrown to in his life. So if he doesn't look good here with these kind of receivers, the money that Auburn dropped on offense, he's not a very good quarterback. He's got to look good. He's got to look good quick. I like the over here, if anything, guys. I believe in Sawyer Robertson. I really, really like the receivers that Auburn has at their disposal. If I had to pick a side, it's probably going to be Auburn. I think for me, if this line gets to 3, I almost have to take Baylor. But at the same time, if Baylor jumps up to a lead, you'll probably see me come back on Auburn at some point throughout the game. But as it currently stands, no official play on the side. I like the over. If it gets to 3, I'll take Baylor, and then I'll live bet Auburn, and I'll just trade off within the game like that. That's the way I'm going to try and approach this game.
Big T.
Yeah, I haven't made a play yet, one way or the other. I really want to take Baylor just for the home team, just for all the exact reasons that Jose just talks about, as far as 9-win season a year ago, great offense, great quarterback. They're playing at home. Auburn was not a very good team a year ago, so it does make it a little fishy. Wondering why they're not favored in this game. So I don't know if they're just trying to get Auburn on a bunch of people to bet Auburn, and
they're about to get me.
Yeah, or if it's the other way around, or if they truly do know something, I don't know. I've gone back and forth on this game a bunch of times, so I will be betting on it. But as of right now, I don't have a play.
If it gets to 3, would you take Baylor?
Yes, 100%. I feel like you have to at home.
Yeah. I don't want to, but I would. If it gets 3, I would.
I'm on Auburn minus 2.5 here. I'm trying to take it before they get to that 3. I like Auburn a lot. I think both the defenses are equal, in my opinion. Maybe Auburn is a little bit better at defense, maybe. But I think Auburn has the better skilled players outside of Jackson Arnold. And like Jose said, Jackson Arnold was he had no one to throw to. Oklahoma, they were down a lot, and they were just playing catch up all the time. But I like this position for them.
It's hard to play catch up when your 5 receivers are all down.
Exactly. I like this play a lot. Jackson Arnold, I think he will I think he's going to come out and improve something here. Cam Coleman, Eric Singleton, they're going to ball out. I got Auburn by about 6 here. So I like Auburn. And this is going to tell a lot. It's going to tell a lot about both these teams in their season right here.
For sure. Do you anticipate this getting to 3, John?
Yes, I do. I would say you're going to see a lot of lines start moving tomorrow. It's a big weekend of football, right? I mean, lots and lots of football. A lot of people, the casual bettors, are going to start filing in tomorrow.
Would you still take 3 if it got to 3?
Yeah, no? I would take 3. Yeah. Yeah. If anything, I would take a little bit off if Baylor hit 3.5. I would take Baylor at the 3.5 number. But Yeah, I like Auburn here. I think they're the better team. As much as I love Baylor, I do have Auburn slightly rated better offensively and defensively. So,
Do you
Yeah, there's a
agree the
lot of
line's a
money
little
on Auburn
fishy?
right now too.
yeah,
Is it fishy to you, or is it just me, John?
it's a little fishy. Yeah, um, you would think Baylor here. If these teams are evenly rated, like a lot of people are saying, you would think Baylor would be the favorite here with the home field, right? Kind of like what you were
Yeah.
saying. I don't think these teams are as close as people think. I think Auburn is the slightly better team, and it's going to show,
I mean,
on Friday
I,
night.
I, I don't know what you. I don't know what the points or the power rate which you would power rate Waco or Baylor's home field, but essentially what they're telling us on a neutral field, Auburn would be about 5-point favorites
Exactly. Yeah.
against Baylor.
Yeah.
And it just sounds weird to say to me, but I mean, I could see it. You could talk me into that. It just seems a little weird.
Yeah, yeah, it definitely does. This is a great game to bet live, kind of what Jose was talking about. This will be kind of see what the teams are looking like in that first quarter. But yeah, I love Auburn here at -2.5, and I like them at 3. After that, you kind of got to question a little bit, I guess. But yeah, I'm all over Auburn at this number. Let's move on here. Couple more. We got a couple big games here at the bottom. We'll run through real quick. Anything on Georgia Tech, Colorado? I've not bet this game, but I don't know, man. I want to, but I just hate. I love Haynes King. I love what they're doing over at Georgia Tech. How's Dion going to be now that his son is gone? Travis is gone. Is it going to be more balanced, not as focused on them? I don't know, man. I'm passing on this game, but it is an interesting game to me, to be honest.
Well, you want to talk about fishy? This line is fishy.
Yeah,
I don't know
that's what
why
I'm
it's
saying.
Georgia Tech -4, 4.5. This line should be Georgia Tech like -7.5, dude. They are much, much better than Colorado on paper,
Yeah,
right?
that's what I
Colorado's breaking
thought.
in. They're breaking in a brand new quarterback. I think really it's gonna be Caden Salter.
Caden
Yeah,
Salter got announced the starter today.
from Liberty. I mean, like he was okay at Liberty. He sucked last year. He was not the Caden
He
Salter we
was
saw
bad
2 years
last year.
ago. When he plays against power forward competition, he's terrible. He's not very good. Okay, Dion was away from the team for who knows how long with medical issues. Now that's not really his fault, but I'm just saying he really wasn't there on a day-to-day basis. You lose Travis Hunter, you lose Shador Sanders, you lose all your receivers, right? They're all gone, and yet you're only a 4.5 point dog at home against Georgia Tech. This
Yeah,
line seems way too fishy to me to get involved with Georgia Tech, and I love Georgia Tech. I think your average person likes Georgia Tech, right? They have Haynes King, Jamal Haynes, Leek Rutherford, a lot of really good players in that offense. Brent Key, we saw this Georgia Tech team hang with Georgia last year, one of the last games of the season, one of the best games of the season. So why is this line 4.5? Just seems a little too fishy to me, guys. If anything, I'll
yeah,
be on Georgia. I'll be on Colorado for absolutely no other reason than the line seems fishy.
yeah,
I have no strong play here. I really want to take Georgia Tech. They're probably the better team. They are the better team, but
Yeah.
this line should be a lot wider than what it is. And I know you're going to say, well, then bet Georgia Tech. That's just not how it works. And if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. Um, so because this line should be wider, I might just take Colorado.
yeah. This will be a game I want to wait and see what the Colorado defense looks like that first quarter, first half, as well as how the offense is running with Caden Salter at quarterback. But yeah, let's hop over to the Syracuse Tennessee game real quick, and then we'll get to the big one here. I have no play here. I really like the under though, 51.5. I think Tennessee's defense is pretty good. Syracuse is going to be, Tyler broke them down. They're going to be pretty poo on both sides of the ball. But I'm not high on Tennessee's offense either. I'm just not an Aguilera fan. Sampson's gone. I mean, you're just replacing a lot of pieces here on offense. I see this kind of being 27-20 game, 27-17, something like that. So I like the under here. I haven't bet it, but that might be something you see me hit before Saturday comes.
Yeah, I mean, there's an overhaul on both rosters.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of new pieces for both rosters. I'm not high on either team. On Bet Online right now, it's sitting at 14. And if I had to pick, I would pick Syracuse. I haven't bet it yet. I may not even bet this. I don't know. But I do agree with your underplay. I think the under is pretty good. And then if it stays at 14, I'll probably be on Syracuse. But no official play for me.
And Josh Heupel's smart here, right? He's not gonna. I mean, he does run a fast paced offense, high tempo, this and that, but he's not gonna throw Aguilera to the wolves. Week one.
Yeah.
He's gonna let him kind of settle in here. So yeah, I think the under's a good play. I keep trying to talk myself into it, but I haven't yet. But I'm getting close. Jose, you got anything on that game?
Absolutely no way I'm laying 14 points with Joey
Yeah.
Aguilar. You're out of
Yeah,
your mind if you're going to lay that
yeah,
points with Tennessee. Now, that doesn't mean I'm going to take Syracuse. I'm not. I'm not taking anything. But you're
yeah.
out of your mind if you're going to lay 14 points with Joey Aguilar, dude. There's no way. You'll never get me to do that. So no play.
All right, let's get to the big one here. It's a shame it's at noon. Texas, Ohio State. 2.5. It's been all over the place. 2.5, 1.5. Two really good defenses. Two new quarterbacks coming in. Arch has a little bit of experience. I have not bet this game. I don't know what to do. If you're in a state where it's legal, DraftKings, FanDuel, every single one of them is giving you a profit boost. So take it and use it however you want. But I don't know what to do here. I think Texas has the better defense personally. Um, I don't know. I don't know. Jose, what are you thinking here? It's such a toss up, man. It's such a toss up for me.
It really is.
John, maybe you should explain what I'm doing right now, because if you're just listening to this, there's no way. But maybe you should explain what I'm wearing right now. You know, people that don't know about this podcast, you didn't watch this last year, dude. Let's just say we all became Ohio State fans, because there's one thing in life that no matter what it is in college football, okay, no matter what it is, no matter what the situation is, no matter what's going on, there's one thing I can guarantee you. In a big game, Ohio State will show up. That's just what they do, okay? I can count on one hand, I can count with no hands the amount of time that Ohio State got blown out on national TV. It just does not happen. It just doesn't happen, okay? I'm not saying they're going to win. I'm not saying they're going to lose. I'm not saying they're going to push. But at the end of the day, if Ohio State's playing in a big game, you will be entertained. It's going to be entertaining. It's going to be must-watch TV. At the end, and regardless if you won or lost your bet, you will have been entertained the last 3 hours or so, okay? That being said, okay, let me take a step back. Texas is a phenomenal team. They have talent up and down the board. They are the best team in the country from a power rating perspective. They have the U.S. roster in the country. They have a quarterback who has potential to be the first overall pick. I'm not saying he is, but he has that kind of potential. They have a head coach who's constructed a roster that I really believe in, and he's really brought this team back from the depths of hell and transformed Texas into a formidable team, and a team that's probably going to, at some point in the next 5 years, win a national championship. I'm pretty confident in saying that, right? That's just, so that's the reality of it, okay? Defense, amazing. Anthony Hill Jr., phenomenal player. Colin Simmons, phenomenal player. A lot of talent up and down that roster, defensively, offensively, whatever. Really, really good. You look at Ohio State, a lot of questions, guys. Quarterback position. Who knows how good Julian Sayin is, right? 5-star kid, went to Bama, transferred to Ohio State. He could not beat out Lincoln Kienholz. Now, on one hand, I want to sit here and tell myself that Lincoln Kienholz was in the program for 4 years. He was a pretty good quarterback. Maybe he just put up a better fight than they anticipated. But the reality of it is that when you bring in a player like Julian Sayin and he does not pull away from Lincoln Kienholz, that's probably more indicative of the fact that he's just not very good, right? Generally, it just means he's not very good. And doesn't bode well for Ohio State. But if there was any program in the country where you can get away with having a subpar quarterback or just okay one, it's Ohio State, because they have the best receivers in the country. They're always the best receivers, right? That's the way it's been. We got to talk about the defense real quick. They lost some key guys. Caleb Downs comes back, but we talked about it in the preseason preview. They lost the most important guy on defense, and that's Jim Knowles, right? He goes in the Big Ten, goes to Penn State. He is one of the best defensive coordinators in the country. We've been singing this guy's praises really for years now, right? Even when he was at Oklahoma State, we were saying how good this guy was. To lose him to a rival like that, it's got to sting. So we got to wait and see just what kind of defense, what kind of adjustments their new DC can make on the fly. Because that was one of the calling cards for Jim Knowles, is that he was able to adjust so well. And we've seen that, throughout the season with Ohio State, right? They lost against Michigan. They lose some big games. They're able to adjust quickly. And that's really indicative of how good Jim Knowles is. The reality of the fact, guys, is that Texas is probably the better team here, right? The better team, they have probably more overall talent, the better roster construction. and they have a team that's hungry, right? Rematch from a few years ago. Rematch from a few months ago. Also keep in mind that Texas team really had a good chance at beating Ohio State in the semifinal. I mean, they were a few plays away, right? Quinn Ewers, whatever. I'm not his biggest fan, but even still, he had them on the brink of beating Ohio State. So we got to give credit where credit's due on that front, right? Reality, Texas, probably the side here to play. But you're out of your fucking mind if you think I'm not going to bet Ohio State at a pick, damn near a pick, opening night in Columbus. You're out of your fucking mind. No way I'm betting against my Ohio State Buckeyes, dude. -1, -2, Arch Manning, March Madness. I don't care what it is. Ohio State, -1, -2, -2.5. I'll bet all the way up to 3. The Buckeyes will win this game. Why? Because that's just what they do. There's no way I'm going to find myself at noon or at whatever time this game's supposed to end in your time zone with a Texas ticket thinking to myself, why the fuck did I bet against Ohio State? That won't be me. Take the Buckeyes. They come through for you. They always do. Last season they came through for us. How many times, guys? They're going to do it again. Take Ohio State in a big game. I promise you, you will not be disappointed. Buckeyes -1, -2, don't matter.
The thing that really worries me here is Texas. Everyone's on Texas. Arch hype, Arch Manning. Everyone's on Texas.
And how good is Arch Manning really?
And we don't even know how good he is yet. We don't know.
He wasn't good enough to beat out Quinn Ewers. Quinn Ewers sucks.
You're getting hyped for the name. I don't know. Jose. So if this is a neutral site, would you say this would be a pick 'em? Do you think the 2.5 points is the home field advantage? Would it be a pick?
No, it wouldn't. Texas would be favored.
Texas would be favored. Yeah,
I would have Texas favored. Yeah. Would you have them favored? I mean, I'll give respect to Texas, guys. Like I respect the team. They have a good. I'm not saying this team is bad. They're not. Okay. I would make this line on a neutral field. Texas minus. What do we think is fair? 2?
Yeah.
1.5?
I'm there with you. I'm curious. I was curious what you were thinking there. You know, one play that has really, really, really intrigued me for this game is I'm high on both these defenses. They're both really, really good defenses. It's not the overall under. It's the first half under. I like the first half under. Breaking in 2 new quarterbacks, 2 very good, stout, elite defenses. I think you could walk out of this first half 10-7, 7-7. You know what I mean? It's just I don't think you're going to get there. I believe it's at like 22 or something. I'll check. But Tyler, you got anything you want to add to this real quick?
I did bet the 1.5. It's down to 1. I'll probably bet the 1. I just can't.
Yeah. Your first half total is at 23.5. I just don't see them getting there. I don't see them getting there, to be honest with you. So that might be something I hop on there and bet this game live. But I'm with Jose. If I have to pick something here, I'm on Ohio State as well.
Yeah, I can't not take them at home.
At home, off a national championship, the biggest game of the season. Mm-hmm. Arch Manning making a true road start. I mean, let's be honest. Even when Arch Manning plays, like when he came in on packages against last season when Quinn Ewers was playing, he only ran the ball. Like he didn't really throw it that much. That's not what Arch Manning's supposed to be. Like we need to pump the brakes on Arch Manning, guys. If his name was not Arch Manning, just how much hype would there really be around this guy, dude? I'm sorry, Quinn Ewers was not that good. Like he's not good. He sucks in the NFL too. If Arch Manning could not beat out Quinn Ewers last year, just how good is this kid? When he did play, he just ran the ball. He didn't throw it. I'm not saying he's going to be terrible, but we got to pump the brakes just a little bit and put this thing in a reality. Yeah. Put this, like understand the perspective here, okay? You're out of your mind if you're not going to take Ohio State here, dude. They always come through for you, dude. Always take the Buckeyes.
I think anything under 3 here is good with Ohio State. I agree, especially at home. And I will consider that first half under 23.5. I think that's a good play as well. Go ahead.
Okay, so you're saying you haven't bet this game yet, okay? Well, this line keeps dropping. If it gets to a flat pick, are you betting Ohio State?
Yeah, I mean, I could get it at plus money now with the profit boost.
No boost.
No boost. I would take.
At what point do you have to? Would you take Ohio State?
I'm ready to take them now. I'm going to take them now. I'm just kind of waiting because it's been fluctuating so much. And with that profit boost, even if it did hit 3, I can get it back below 3 at plus money. You see what I'm saying?
No, I see what you're saying, but I'm asking with no profit boost, like just in general, like what would the line get to for you to say, okay, yeah, I have to bet Ohio State here?
I think it's there now. You have to take Ohio State at home. I agree. I'm with you. Yeah, 100% with you here.
Well, right now it's -1. Let's just say this thing gets to like Ohio State +1. Let's just say you have to take Ohio State there. You cannot take Ohio State as a home dog.
FanDuel has them at -2.5. Ohio State's -2.5.
On BetOnline, they were 1. Maybe they went back up. But last I checked, they were at 1.
They're still at 1.
They're 1, and it's a flat 1. It's a flat 1.
It's just all over the place. 1, 2, 2.5. But yeah.
It's still at 1.
That could hint for anyone watching. That could hint at what's about to happen here. If BetOnline's at 1, you could definitely see it shoot up to 2.5 by the morning. So just a heads up. But yeah, Ohio State for all three of us. It sounds like. Any other games right here?
Yeah, the Southern Miss against Mississippi State.
Oh yeah, go ahead, Big T.
I'm pretty high on Southern Miss, and the reason I really didn't take a future on their over, before the season started was because it was so juiced. It just wasn't worth taking. But I wouldn't even be mad if I don't know if we're going to do that parlay.
Dog parlay of the week.
My pick would be Southern Miss. I think Mississippi State's terrible.
AKA Marshall.
Yeah, AKA Marshall Jr. Look, Marshall was a really good team last year. Their coach,
they were
a really good team.
He took his whole team there, didn't he?
Yeah, half their, but it was
kind of like the whole team,
like a James Madison to Indiana deal with Cignetti. I'm not saying they're gonna, be a G5 representative or anything, but I do think they're gonna be a really good team. So yeah, I'm not mad at that Southern Miss number. And if we do a dog parlay, that's gonna be my pick.
My boy Big T talking me into Southern Miss. Let's go. Yeah, I could definitely see that. I was listening to a podcast the other day, and I forgot they were talking about the Marshall coach taking his whole team over there to Southern Miss, and how good of a team they were last year. So,
the same team that beat Notre Dame.
Yeah, I'm on Toledo here playing Kentucky. Anything over a touchdown, I like Toledo. I got them at +8.5. They're going to be a real powerhouse, in my opinion. They could definitely win the conference. Kentucky, what's the kid's name? He's been in there playing football for 20 years.
Calandria?
Yeah, he's going to be the starter for Kentucky.
Calzada.
Yeah.
Zach Calzada.
Yeah, he's going to be the starter for Kentucky. I'm pretty down on Kentucky. And Toledo is a very good team this year. Jose broke them down for us in the G5 breakdowns. I think they have a real shot to win this game outright as well. But yeah, give me Toledo here. Anything over a touchdown, I got them at +8.5. I like Toledo. Y'all see anything here? Indiana's playing Old Dominion, Louisville, Eastern Kentucky. Anything here for you guys?
Oh, sir.
Nah, not really on them.
Here's the big one. Marshall, Georgia. I have a free bet on Georgia just because it's Georgia. I think they'll roll here, but Alabama, Florida State. I've already taken Alabama at -13.5. Florida State, they're kind of trying to rebuild after what happened last year. Will they be a better team? Yes, absolutely. I don't think it gets any worse than what happened last year. But I'm pretty high on Alabama with Jose here. And I think that they will cover this fairly easily.
Yeah, bulletin board material for Alabama all season because Castellanos has been running his mouth. Anybody who doesn't know, Thomas Castellanos transferred in to Florida State from Boston College last year. I think Castellanos is an okay quarterback, but he is not good enough to be running his mouth the way he's been doing it. Just providing a lot of fuel to the fire for Alabama here. This line reminds me of the Kansas game last week where like all the money came in on Fresno State and it just kept dropping the number from 14 to 13 to whatever. But I just don't think these two teams are even on the same wavelength here. I really feel like Bama should be able to name their number here against Florida State. Expect a valiant effort from Florida State, but overall, I think Bama pulls away. I'd be surprised if this one's not 21+. Bama's roster this year is loaded, boys, especially on defense. So good luck to Castellanos. Here's your chance to back it up. And I appreciate the confidence, but overall, this should be Alabama all the way.
Yeah, I agree.
Bama is playing 80% of the bets right now.
I don't think it matters in this game.
But I agree. Yeah.
Let's see here. Mm, Gosh, there's so many games. LSU Clemson.
Primetime game right there.
Yeah, here we go. LSU Clemson. I like both these teams. If I can say anything really quick about this, it's whoever loses this game, I'll probably place a future on them. I like both these teams to go pretty far. It sounds like Nussmeier's fine, right, Jose? He's going to be fine. It wasn't
Yeah.
anything serious. He's
Should
going
be
to
good to
play.
go.
If anything, give me Clemson minus 3.5. I've already stated my praises about them in the ACC breakdown. You can listen to it over there. They're absolutely loaded on both sides of the ball. In my opinion, the better football coach, and it's in Clemson. Give me Clemson minus 3.5. I would play. If anything, I'd play this up to 5.5. Probably about 5.5 is what I'd have it at.
I'm running into some pretty bad technical difficulties here, guys. I don't know if you guys can hear me, but my Wi-Fi.
You're good now.
Yeah,
You're
we
good
got you
now.
now.
You're good now. Go ahead, Tyler.
Yeah, I've gone back and forth quite a bit on this game. I like both teams. I think both teams are loaded. I think LSU's getting a lot of hype. I think Clemson's getting a lot of hype. I like the home field advantage that Clemson has, and I think that's what's really going to do it. And we all know how Brian Kelly is in opening games. We saw it taking USC last year against this LSU team. So as of right now, sitting in at that 3.5 spot, I'll take Clemson for them being the home team. I think they do have a really good record. I do think Nussmeier's better than Cade. But I think that defense for Clemson's going to be really freaking good.
Yeah.
And I really like Clemson's wideouts in this game.
Yeah.
Or just, in general. I thought they were really young last year, and I still thought they played really great. And if they take another step forward, year 3 in this offense with Garrett Riley, I think this offense can really hum if Cade continues to improve. I didn't think he was elite last year, but I did thought he improved pretty drastically from the year before.
Yeah.
So if he continues to improve like that with the weapons he's got, with that defense at his disposal too, to keep them on the field, I do think Clemson can win this game by a touchdown. So as of right now, I'll take Clemson.
Yeah. If Clemson loses this game, I'm going to double down.
I don't know if you guys can hear me now, but I'm back.
We can hear you. You sound good. Clemson, yeah. If they lose this game, I'm going to double down on their future. Because after this game, they should go 11-1 if they lost this game and be in the playoffs. LSU, if they lose this game, I'll probably sprinkle a little bit on them. But yeah, that's where I'm at. Jose, if you're in here, you can break this game down real quick, or we can move on.
Yeah, I think he's still doing with the Wi-Fi.
Okay, we can come back to it if we need to. Tyler, me and you keep going here. There shouldn't be a whole lot left, I don't think. Utah, UCLA, I'm all over Utah here. I love Utah. I think they're going to absolutely steamroll UCLA. They should be better offensively, defensively, special teams, better coach, everything. Give me Utah -6, -5.5, whatever it may be. I love Utah here.
I agree. I'll be all over Utah on this as well. We were pretty down on UCLA last year. I'm pretty down on UCLA again this year. I don't think their roster's any good. I think Nico struggled pretty hard last year, and I think that they were a lot more talented team than UCLA was a year ago. I think he's downgrading team-wise. I don't like anything about UCLA. I like Utah as well, pretty heavy here.
If anything, I actually think this line will move in favor of UCLA too, because I think a lot of people are going to bet it simply because they're at home and they know the name Nico from being at Tennessee.
Right.
So I think this will drop even more. I may double down on Utah here. I really like on this spot. Couple more games here. I took Colorado State plus 21.5. I think that's too much. Washington's breaking in a lot of new pieces. I'm just not high on this Washington. I know some people love this Washington team. Some people have them to make the playoff. I'm not. I do not like this Washington team at all.
Yeah.
Colorado State should be a very serviceable team this year and keep that within the 3 touchdowns. What do you think right there? Do you agree?
Yeah, no, I agree 100%. I wasn't very high on this Washington team last year. And
Yeah.
I'm not going to be very high on them this year. I know they're getting a lot of praise, but I think a lot of their success, national championship run was with DeBoer,
Yeah.
and Michael Penix, and I don't think they have anything close to that.
Yeah.
So
I sprinkled a little bit over on Virginia Tech here at plus 7.5 at home. I think that's a little too much for them at home with an experienced quarterback. South Carolina, they're just getting so much hype. Lenore
yeah,
Sellers, Dylan Stewart, all. I get it, but Virginia Tech is an experienced team at quarterback, and they're at home. It's going to be rocking. They do have a very good home field advantage. That place will be rocking. So yeah, I'll give me Virginia Tech to stay within a touchdown.
yeah, I
Yeah,
agree. And I don't like Brent Pryce as head coach. I think he's going to get fired. And I think overall as a roster, I think South Carolina is better. But if you remember, from last year, South Carolina started off real slow last year. And as you said, Virginia Tech may not be a very good team, but their home field advantage it's serious. Like that place gets rocking, it gets loud.
yeah,
And they are experienced. So I don't really like Virginia Tech as a whole. I do think Brent probably will be fired before the year's over with. But I can't, with as much as South Carolina's replacing defensively,
yeah,
like 5 or 6 NFL guys, not just graduation and transfer portal, true NFL dudes. I can't lay over a touchdown with South Carolina on the road week 1.
yeah.
So yeah, I like Virginia Tech there as well.
Yeah. Notre Dame, Miami, I do not have a play here. I think Notre Dame has an exceptional defense, one of the best in the country, if not the best. They should play really well here and hang tough. The only thing that really gets me here for Miami is the experience at quarterback. As much as I'm not high on Carson Beck, especially when he's at Georgia, experience does pay off, and Notre Dame does not have an experienced quarterback. I don't really know what to do with this game, to be honest with you. I'll have to just kind of wait and see. I lean Miami, but Notre Dame could blow this out of the water.
Yeah, I'm all over Notre Dame on this one. I think Miami's getting way too much hype.
Yeah.
Way too much hype. I do not think this team is anywhere close to what they were last year. And even last year, they played in some real tight games, and their defense was terrible. They just had to outscore everybody, which with Kim Ward was really that offense last year. They had a decent run game with Damian Martinez, and then Restrepo and Elijah Arroyo there at tight end.
Yeah.
They just had to. They had to score 40 every week to get out of some of those games. I don't think they're going to be able to do that again. Notre Dame's defense is elite, maybe one of the best defense, or maybe the best defense in all of college football. And I'm not real worried about the home field advantage for Miami because there's not really one. And we talked about that last year. And I'm really not too worried, to be honest with you, about Notre Dame having to throw the ball a lot because they're going to be able to run the ball pretty much at will. I think they got the best back in the country.
They have a plethora of backs too. Even if Love got hurt or
deep.
anything, they're pretty deep at running back.
They're deep. And I just think this defense is going to be too much for Miami. I'm all over Notre Dame on this one. I think they're far and away the better team.
Yeah. It's wait and see here for me, but Tyler makes some really good points there about Notre Dame. Last but not least, a game that I'm kind of up in the air on here. What are we going to see out of North Carolina? Last game on Labor Day, TCU against North Carolina. I did sprinkle a little bit here on TCU, just because I do not know what to expect out of North Carolina. Bill, what they're going to do here. Give me TCU.
Technical difficulties. I'm sorry, but I assume we did LSU Clemson. I like LSU. I assume we did Notre Dame Miami. I'll take Notre Dame.
Yeah, we're on the last game here, TCU North Carolina. I was just saying I don't really know what to expect here with this game with Bill Belichick in North Carolina. I lean TCU. I sprinkled a little bit here on TCU, but I don't really know what to expect here.
I pray that TCU goes down early so I could live bet them. They have one of the best quarterbacks in the country, in my opinion. Super, super, super dark horse Heisman candidate Josh Hoover. He'll go out there and perform for all the furries. I know he's going to perform the best he possibly can if we tell him to. So, I pray that North Carolina jumps out to a lead 7-0, 10-0, and then you bet your ass I'll be coming in on TCU at some point.
I'm on TCU myself.
Yeah.
Big T, you got anything there?
Nah, I'll probably be on TCU as well. I'm pretty high on TCU this year. Have absolutely no idea what to expect. North Carolina, new roster, new coaching staff, new everything. I know it's Bill Belichick.
Gio, what's his name?
Lopez.
Yeah, he's going to be their starting quarterback, sounds like.
Yeah, and I think he was fine at South Alabama. I don't think it was anything crazy. So, yeah.
I don't know. I don't know who he has to throw to. I don't know.
I mean, this is a completely new everything with North Carolina. So, there's just not enough there for me to back them so far. We did Utah, UCLA too. You got anything for that one?
We were all over Utah.
Yeah, very fishy line, guys. I'm not gonna lie to you. Another one kind of sticks out to me. I believe it was last at 6 for UCLA, if I'm not mistaken.
They're 5.5 now.
5.5, so that's coming down. I was gonna say if it got to 7, I'd probably take UCLA here at the home dog. As much as I hate Nico and Deshaun Foster, this line is really, really fishy to me, boys. I really.
It's still at 6 on Bet Online.
Yeah, so I think this line's coming down because I want to say I got to 6.5 at one point. Another game where my gut tells me to take UCLA, but my mind is telling me to take Utah. I have absolutely no play whatsoever as it currently stands. This is the last game of the night, so I probably will be on some team at some point. Make sure to focus on action. Yeah. It's not a very strong opinion on my end. I really am concerned with this line movement. I really feel like UCLA may just mess around, either win this game or at the very least cover. But no play for me right now.
And what was your Clemson LSU play real quick?
LSU 3.5. The only reason why I'm not pounding it is because of Chip Kelly's opening week dilemma, if you want to call that, opening week problems. But I really like LSU in this game, guys.
All right.
If Harold Perkins actually plays defensive end, they will cover this game.
If he
starts lining up at safety and freaking slot receiver, then yeah, it's over.
All right. Well, that's going to wrap it up for this week. We will be back next week, same time, a little more intensive breakdowns on some games. We appreciate everyone tuning in. I know we gave out a lot of bets tonight. If you all want our best bets, look on our Action Network. We will have them posted there. 2-0 last week. We'll have them posted there before the games every night, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, whatever it may be, Sunday. We'll have the bets posted. But, yeah, we appreciate everyone. We hope everyone has a great night. And we will see you all next week for week 2 and a recap of week 1.